Green, Kyungishan, Dojian.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's down to the bottom right-hand corner of Calm Before the Storm. We have Dream Team Gaming's
something.
Grow.
I think is. Well, see, the thing is, like, Grow sounds exact. It sounds like a really like Korean StarCraft 2 player
We'll
ID.
go with that.
We'll
go with that. We'll
Grow
go with Grow.
sounds like that, but it could be Row. I mean, it is dtG.row. So,
yes.
So let's just go with Row.
Okay, I don't mind.
We need to find like a consistency that we both use. So.
I don't mind.
Right.
We're rock paper scissors for it. I'll go Row. You ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Wait. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Oh, you beat me.
Oh. So
okay.
Does that mean
it's Grow?
Grow?
It's Grow. We're going with Grow. So he is our teal
right.
Protoss player. His opponent here in the top left-hand corner is Slivko from Team ROX.KIS. He is our red Zerg.
All right.
And here we are, guys. So Grow versus Slivko on Calm Before the Storm.
Maybe someone can tweet at us if we're wrong or right.
I'm sure people will.
Just let us know. Sometimes, you just don't know with some of these players' IDs.
Yes, and sometimes, you have, you don't necessarily have the A-teamers from each team that go out all the time because a lot of people are prepared as snipers in Team League circumstances.
Well, the name thing, it kind of just go off on that forever. It reminds me of when FXO Oz started in the GSL. They were trying to say his name for the forum broadcast and they didn't quite know how to do it. So the first couple games they had, the Street Fighter voice said FXO Z. Because they thought his name was just Z. So yeah, instead of Oz, it was just Z.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, and I tried to say like FX Oz and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have
Hatch first.
Interesting.
That's
yes, Hatch first in a 17 Nexus as well.
All right. Yep. Not quite as risky against someone who's going Nexus first. And I mean, this map you can kind of, you never want to assume, but you can make a safe, educated guess as to what your opponent is doing. So.
Of course. And this is actually an interesting way to go about it. Is we do have, no, okay, he cancels the 18th probe there and then restarts it after he builds. That's what I expected to happen.
Now, if you look at that ramp right there, this is interesting because in a crevasse, the reason why it was really safe for Zergs to go hatchery first was because the creep spread far enough that it would prevent the ramp from being walled off with like 3 pylons per se. That's not the case on this map, so this is actually a little bit risky. It looks like things are going to work out okay. You can see that Slivko pulled next to drone to make sure that the probe isn't able to do anything like wall off with pylons, but yeah, it's a bit riskier.
All right, and we do have our first queen and a couple of links coming out now. A second will follow here in just a second. This is a very fun map, a very large map as well. Really like about it, of course, single Zelnaga towers. They fill my heart with glee because then you have a couple of attack paths that go around the sides that actually aren't watched by the Zelnaga tower, and I always love that where you force yourself to take control of the map with units, and rather than just relying on a couple of Zelnaga towers.
Yeah, it makes you pay attention a little bit better. Makes for more entertaining games for sure.
And it's actually following this up with a pretty conventional wall, and it looks like that Zealot is actually going to pop out just as those links make their way across. Very good timing there. Forge following this up right in the back, though, immediately after that first Zealot comes out.
Okay, interesting. So trying to throw his opponent off a little bit, showing the gateway and the cyber core at the front, but still building a Forge in the back. So
yeah,
this will be a upgrade-oriented build, it would appear.
Certainly, and this Zergling just standing in there and taking it.
Wanted to die, I guess.
That is a
that
champ.
Sometimes.
All right, another problem coming up. Pro buried over on the left-hand side. We'll be able to warp units down on the low ground and cut that walk distance basically in half.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to do with it. Could also proxy something out there. There's a +1. I wonder if we're going to see... I hate to even try to predict anything, because these guys especially have shown that they'll just do...
They'll do whatever.
Weird things. But I don't know. I'd love to see a proxy starport there, and then to follow that up with like that Void Ray Zealot +1. That would be so cool.
Well,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see if Grow's going to
no,
move
it's a
along
Robo.
that path,
Yep,
so.
of course not. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. That would be fun, though.
Robo instead.
I like that.
Well, thanks for making me feel better.
No problem. I got your back, buddy.
Thanks.
And so we do have the Robo finishing up now, and no more gateways have been plopped down quite yet. But +1 is well on the way. Back for our Zerg player, though. I don't believe he's shown much tech at all. No, in fact, just sitting off of 2 gas at the moment. We may see some sort of quick lair here, and no, we're going to pour that into a Roach Warren right away.
Yeah, a little bit safer to go for the Roach Warren first. He's also getting that hatchery down to his 3rd as well. So just kind of playing a little bit more economical, deciding to get the third hatch before the Roach and the speed finishes. Should be pretty good Twilight Council out as well. So this could definitely be a +2 blink timing is what I'm kind of thinking now. But
Certainly. I mean, especially with that observer in tow to spot the high ground, blink right in. Third base is
But
now
no, there's
coming up.
Robo Base, of course. Not right.
Could just be used for Warp Prism speed. Well, I've seen players do it recently. I've seen players do it
yeah,
recently.
it's
But no,
possible.
you're
It's possible.
it's not likely.
I give up.
I'm defending it as possible. Yeah, these guys have basically done whatever they feel like.
Yes. I'm just off today. I don't know.
No, it's all right. These have been welcome back to the world of Western
Thank you.
Western esports.
But supposedly this might be a Korean player. But
DTs.
yeah, okay, Dark Templar. So, all right.
Now,
All right,
I'm
there's-
sufficiently thrown
There's a
off.
couple things he could do from this, right?
Yeah.
He could make a Warp Prism and do a DT drop. He could go ahead and make Colossi. He could make more Immortals and drop those. He could just make a big army and harass with Dark Templar at the outside expansions. It's not the best map for it, but there's Warp Prism speed right there. So
Yes.
I think we might see DT drops after this first Immortal.
Robo Bay for Warp Prism speed.
Hey, there you go.
I knew it. No, actually, I didn't at all.
Well, in the meantime, it looks like our Zerg player's just getting upgrades for his
Yes.
ground units and,
And
roaches.
he's remained pretty well defended against DTs
Yeah.
through the front as well with the Spore Crawler. But are there any Overseers out there? No, not yet, which means that there's a possibility that, of course, we have an attack through the front and a bunch of DT Warpins here around the natural, and that would basically be an automatic base deny, I suppose.
Yeah, well, I mean, DTs are very, very versatile in this matchup. You can use them. You know, I tend to think the most effective use of DTs in this matchup is to deny those expansions that are all going to be put around the map.
Definitely.
You can drop them, of course, as well, but a lot of times the players are ready for it. Looks like he wanted to drop Immortals. I hope he picks them up right in front of the Overseer.
Yes, he does.
So
And-
that might not have the shock value that I think he was planning.
Oh, no. And the Overseer is going to see the Dark Shrine as well.
Yep.
Oh, no. This is so good for Slivko right now.
Yeah, just a really bizarre build by ROX.KIS.Slivko here.
Yeah.
Look at how fast those Warp Prisms are.
I love
Why
it.
can't my Medivacs be that fast? Wouldn't that be great?
And there
That'd
we
be
have
awesome.
the follow-up of Colossi and Thermal Lance right afterwards. So
Exactly. He's gonna try to have a big beefy army to follow this up with, trying to do some damage with this harassment.
Slivko is looking so good right now, though. He knows how big of a tech investment his opponent made. He knows to watch out for a bunch of big drops. He's already got lings that are in preparation for that. So this is working out pretty well for him. He just does
I
have
like
to
that,
watch about
though.
this DT.
Yeah, I like that. Distracting him with the Warp Prism while he sends a DT into the natural. That's quite cool. To be
Yeah.
able to deny mining for a little bit there, at least.
Yeah, DT burying itself in the back, though, has justified its cost, but if no other DT damage is done, it'd be very difficult to justify the whole cost of DTs unless, of course, he uses them for Archons in a bit. And there's the Spore Crawler up at the front. That DT is getting itself more kills, basically for free. Now
he's
here
gonna
come the
lose it, though.
Zerglings.
Looks like he is. But he's going to be able to do a bit of Immortal action here at the natural as well. He's going to need to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, immediately picking up, but another DT sitting outside of the map, but hasn't really done anything quite yet. That Spore Crawler in position to go ahead and deny any further harassment.
Well, yeah, if you
it's
can-
going to swing its way around the bottom. He knows it's there.
If you can keep your Zerg opponent on 3 bases as the DT dies, if you can keep them on 3 bases and then get your own kind of Death Ball army going in
Sure.
the back, that's a classic way for Protoss to beat Zerg. So the DTs are going to certainly help him do that. Obviously, the Overseer is going to make it less effective now, but
And looks like
time
it's
will tell.
pure Roach Infestor army at the moment. Of course, Ling's there too, but this is +2 melee weapons along with +1 missile attacks as well. But as this the Colossus number starts to go up, it's going to be increasingly difficult for that kind of an army to succeed. We'll need some other sort of tech to accompany that. I like the pylons as well.
Pylon Triforce there. For some
Yeah.
reason. Interesting.
And looks like we're going to have some Immortal Harass, but they've got to please
what?
pick them up.
What are you? Okay.
Oh,
that was-
I think he's just taunting now.
yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
You want to kill these? You want to kill these? You think you're going to kill them?
Just take a lot of damage. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Just proving that hardened shields is pretty cool.
Guess so. Well, except it doesn't do anything.
I know.
against
Once
Zerg.
they lose, yeah.
Even
All right.
with it.
Yep. And all right, so here come the Zerglings now. This is a pretty big attack making its way out for Slivko. What is in the way of defense back at home? 2 Colossus now. A lot of Stalkers down there. But this is a pretty immense amount of units actually making their way out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big army from Slivko. The 2 Colossi there should help out quite a bit in terms of row defending this, though. We will see. He's bringing in more infestors here. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is the best move right here for Slivko. We'll see. It's a pretty nice defense that Row has set up.
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Oh, those Colossi are going to be able to rack up the kills right now. Just swaths of Zerglings being cleaned up. There are a few infested Terrans that are dropping it around behind the back, though. We'll see if they're able to clear up anything in particular. These Colossi have just not been touched yet, though. Now over 30 kills combined between them. And despite
does lose one.
Yeah, one does go down. Not watching, unfortunately, that Colossus at the back. And even though Slivko is reproducing very quickly, there's a pretty good defense there for Mr. Grow.
Yeah, I mean, those Colossi really did make the difference there. He did accidentally lose one at the end. Probably could have kept that alive. And now he's deciding to kind of push out a little bit here. This is a bit of a risk, but, you know, if his opponent doesn't make quite the right composition, it could end up going well. Oh, I like this. Still harassing with the DTs. Very nice.
Yeah, definitely, and that's could very well just take out the. Oh, there is an overseer sitting overhead. We'll see what these if these units end up coming back to save that base. Though, of course, the DPS on DTs is very high, and just 2 of them cleaving their way through that hatchery.
Yeah, he's trying to chase down the army, and it looks like he'll catch the Colossus. So nice little victory there, but he's going to give up that hatchery to kill the Colossus. I don't know if that's really the best idea.
Yeah, and that hatchery does fall. Boom.
Yeah.
That's true. I guess there is detection there, so the DTs have to run away. Run away they will. Here comes the units once again for Slivko, though. And there's another Colossus up, and that Colossus appeared at just the right time.
Yeah, he's got enough sentries to do enough good force fields to make sure that attack doesn't do anything. Those DTs, speaking of not doing anything, are not going to do anything.
They did get the hatchery kill, though, so.
Yeah, and now Slivko's going Hive Tech on 3 bases because he let his 4th die, and that doesn't tend to work too well. So I think dtG.row is actually, or dtG.row is actually in a pretty good position in this game at this point.
And let's see here. Yeah, 3 base at the moment. He's ahead on economy. He's about to spam down a bunch of pylons, it appears. He certainly does have enough money. He just needs to find a way to spend it. So,
yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. 7 pylons coming up at the same time now. Slivko, on the other hand, looks like he did finish up Hive. He's got his Spire on the way, but 45 seconds for that to get finished, then another 100 seconds for Greater Spire, and then you have to build some Corruptors at the same time that you want to make some Broodlords after that. It's quite a significant investment.
Yeah, and you can really see what a good investment those Dark Templar were earlier in the game. Trying to do a little bit of War Prison harass.
Yeah, pretty good position on the Zealots at the back there, trading very cost-effectively, but it looks like a couple of Roaches moving to stop that now. This DT was going to town on the hatchery, but will eventually die.
Well, I do like how Row is really making Slivko kind of think about multiple places at once and all that. You know, it's very seldom where he does just one thing at once.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, really helpful. Any sort of multitasking you can add to your play is quite useful.
And let's see here is the pinging. You know, this game didn't have a ping yet, so.
No, it did.
Yeah. I feel so honored now. All right, Grow, excuse me, is making his way out. Did lose that bet. With the Stalkers, +3 weapons in tow, getting +1 armor at the moment. We actually do have Ventral Sacs being researched right now, and that Greater Spire is on the way.
Yep, making a lot of Banelings too. So will he be able to make enough in time? You know, we saw earlier what happens when a Protoss Death Ball gets really too clumped up in this situation.
Yes, definitely.
Oh, he killed the hatchery
Yes,
too.
he did.
Oh,
actually
man.
sent a DT through and killed the hatchery.
Slivko just really not even paying attention, I think, at that point.
Oh, it looks like there's another drop going inside of the
nice.
natural as well. Just harassing multiple places at once. Gets 2 base kills. So well done.
Oh, this is really cool by Grow. I mean, he's doing so much harassment. It's been so effective. Yeah, I just feel like this is just too much for Slivko to handle. You know, he just can't keep track of everything.
And let's see if we get any Corruptors here in a bit, but he doesn't really have the supply let up. That's another kind of cool thing, too, is that Grow's army is going to be pretty fantastic. And, yes, he's going to have to go through a ton of Banelings. Do not get me wrong. But, you know, something tells me if he's able to kill the frontline army, it's going to be very difficult to remax on Broodlords for our Zerg player.
Yeah, well, we'll see. He's making a macro hatchery now. No, he's actually just re-expanding to the 3rd. I'd forgotten that was taken out. Yeah. Oh, it even canceled the Ventral Sacs upgrade, too. That's pretty big.
Banelings are going to be so much less powerful now.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly, with a couple force fields, those Banelings will just be essentially wasted.
All right. right, here comes our Protoss player, as now Grow has actually gone to a 4th as well, so he's got quite the economy to fall back up on. Nice selectively blinking forward with just a couple of units, but here come the Banelings.
That caused him to go into a funnel, a couple preemptive force fields drop down. Looks like the players don't want to engage quite yet here.
We'll get there soon, though, especially because, wow, Ventral Sax just has so long to go at the moment. And I love just the DTs just forcing units. I mean, you can't spare any unit right now, but the Roaches have to be down there.
Yep. And here comes Grow. He's going to need to be really careful. That is a lot of Banelings. Looks like he's dedicated. He's doing the Guardian Shield. He's going for it.
Yep, and he almost picks off one Infestor there. Does eat a fungal growth, but now has that Guardian Shield, as you mentioned. Oh, just so much tension waiting for this engagement to happen here.
Suspense!
But actually, Ventral Sack's going to finish up now in about 30 seconds.
It certainly might.
And we do have our first 4 Broodlords coming up as well.
Yep. Both players about even on supply. Another War Prism being created by Row as well, or Row, whatever you want. Oh, I like that double expanding as well.
Yes.
Using up some of those minerals. His economy, his macro's been a little bit off this game. He's had a lot of minerals. I know he's maxed out right now.
Sure, yeah.
He's had a lot. His upgrades aren't terribly high, but
and looks
actually,
like kills the hatchery, yes.
Oh,
and now he is on 6 base to his opponent's 3. And the Broodlings just ran away there at the last second. No, we don't want to chase anymore. The last 3 seconds of our life should be free. Bunch of Banelings rolling down through the middle, though. Yeah. That is actually pretty staggering.
Well,
Banelings.
I think Slivko's kind of at the point where he's like, all right, I need to just like win this game. I'm not able to expand.
Yeah.
My opponent's army is getting too big. I just need to do something.
Oh, gotta watch it. I think he realized he's got those forces split up now, so there's no going back.
Oh,
and that is going to turn around our Zerg player for at least a little while. Should give enough time for Protoss to meet up. Oh, a little bit of a dance going back and forth. And here comes Slivko through the front wall. Could catch a lot.
Oh, nice fungal catching a lot of those probes. Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's actually a lot of damage done. Fleet Beacon is actually coming up at the same time as well.
All right, yeah, I saw a couple starports as well. I would hope he's not planning on making carriers, as I would think he'd want to win this game. But we'll see what happens.
Hopefully just Mothership and Vortex in a bit.
He's not hung and prime. He can't make carriers and expect to win.
Oh, but a lot of forces were actually clumped up there. The Banelings rolling right through the front. A lot of Stalkers have gone down.
Yeah, they have. And more Banelings being dropped on the Stalkers again. The supply just plummeting for our Protoss player.
Oh my god, and Slivko all of a sudden up by 100 supply.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it earlier. This is what happens if your army gets a little bit too clumped up and you stop paying attention.
Wow, though. I mean, now Slivko is on the verge of taking the set for ROX.KIS and sending them into the next round.
Yeah, this could be huge right here. The Broodlords sieging up the natural expansion. Hardly any Stalkers left at all. Oh, nice harassment there at that base, taking out some of the last remaining mining for our Zerg player.
Yes, definitely. So both players have actually gone through their banked resources, but Grow is actually still down by about 60 supply. He's got a few DTs in the mix now, and it looks like were the Overseers actually cleaned up? Yes, they were. So these DTs
3 more right now.
have free reign.
Yeah, one of those is an Overseer. Yep, 2 of them are Broodlords. But
yeah, and then one of them is the Overseer indeed. So Grow just holding on back at home, though. What does he have over here in the top right? Just a bunch of photon cannons, apparently 2 defense, but he is still continuing to warp into his opponent's bases and kill hatcheries.
Man,
Look at this.
Wow, I think it might be a big mistake for Slivko not to deal with those units. It'd be so easy to deal with the units attacking his bases right now, but he's just kind of letting them destroy his economy. He's putting everything he's got into this push. He needs to make it work, and this game is over.
Wow, though. Okay, still a 30 supply deficit, but certainly better than the 100 that it was before. The Voiders are going to make their way in here in just a second. There's no Corruptors. The Infestors have a little bit of energy left, and it looks like that's going to be spent on Infested Terrans right now. Certainly the wise choice, but these Roaches are just starting to pummel their way through at the moment. Yeah, 3 Void Rays up, now down to 2. The Infested Terrans trying to take all of these out, and it looks like they are going to force them back here eventually. So now, once again, a 30 supply deficit. The Zealots have actually gone through this base on the top left-hand corner, but another hatchery is going to go down here.
Yeah, I can't believe that Slivko just letting all this damage happen to his base. He's really, really doing well at the natural here, but he doesn't know about some of the other expansions that the Protoss has. The economy is still not terribly bad for our Protoss player when you compare the 2 players.
Oh, 38 workers to 9.
There you go. It's much, much better. He's still got the Broodlord, so he's trying to win the game, but
Oh, is he going to come through with some bailing bombs, though? He's got to watch out. The Overlord. No, that's just
man.
roaches left in that second one.
Ouch. Well, whatever they are, they're
Explode.
dead now.
Yes, they are. Look at this. More Zealots actually making their way in now. And it looks like this Infestor may very well bite the dust. Good control from Grow. He actually traps that Infestor in there. And right now, there's just no mining going on for our... And there's a Mothership.
Yeah. Oh, the Mothership is being built. Will it get out? It may not matter. The supply is still fairly even for these players. A lot of units and those Broodlords in the base of Grow. But you know what? The Mothership comes out. The Overseers are taken out. That's going to be about it. Oh, he's losing the Greater Spire as well.
Yep, and there's no backup Spire, second Spire for upgrades or anything like that as well. So that means Corruptors are going to take a long time to get out.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have the minerals to make anything right now at all. So
right.
it blows my mind that he didn't just make a couple units or send a little bit home when he was sieging up the natural to save his economy. He just didn't do it.
Right. Yeah. Okay, but we do have, regardless of the fact, though, we still have pretty even supplies for our two players. Yeah. That Mothership, man, there's just virtually no anti-air out there right now, and that's actually going to come back in a big way as the Void Rays are actually making their way down now. They actually forced all of the energy out of the Infestors. That
Scared the energy right out of them.
It did, though. Man, it's just a little bit of an overreaction there, if you ask me.
Yep, well, these Void Rays are going to do quite well against Broodlords when they get in range. They do, of course, do more damage to massive units, such as the Broodlords.
All right, and that's still quite a bit of infrastructure, though, for... Oh, my God. He's down to just the Hive.
I guess he is.
He's got to make this work, then, with just the units that he has remaining. Yeah. Oh, and he actually is going to kill this base, but he hasn't gone after the Mothership base yet.
No, you know, Grow has Archons. He's got a Mothership soon.
My God. Is the Mothership going to come out? 5 seconds, 4 seconds?
Oh, yeah, it'll get out.
It does get out.
Momsome, uh-oh.
Oh, no. But it looks like most of the rest of the units are going to go down, but it doesn't matter. Slivko, GG's.
Wow, wow.